a lot of things that you guys see. Sometimes it's, people that you love or really with, and you just don't know it.
All right, mic check.
1, 2.
Yo, Nicki Minaj is trying to take down the Roc. Allegedly.
Whoa. Slow down, son. What you, Nicki Minaj?
Trying to take down the Roc. Allegedly.
Roc Nation or
Roc
the
Nation?
white Rock, the wrestler, the actor.
Rock, crack, Rock. Chris Rock. All the Rock.
All the Rock.
All that shit.
All right, man. Let's hear it, man.
A couple of dominoes that we've been expecting to fall has officially fell. Demory Hadley's lawsuit against her mom, Demory Perez, who's the president of Roc Nation, should have been everything that anyone would ever need regarding how much power Roc Nation yields and how Roc Nation use their power to essentially torment anybody they don't like.
That's her daughter. This lady works for Roc Nation.
Yeah, she a Fed. They say she the Fed.
They say allegedly because they'll come around.
Yeah, allegedly.
They said she know everybody like China and Russia, and she could do all kind of stuff to you. And
that's her daughter.
That's her daughter. She did all kind of stuff to her daughter.
Like what?
Like she had her locked up in a mental institution because she don't like her husband. Because her husband be like, "Bitch, get in there, and make me a sandwich." He ain't beat her nothing. He just, you know what I'm saying. He just want to say,
"Chill, don't say that shit."
I'm telling the truth. And she, this Indian face lady, she like long feather. She who runs with Jay-Z.
Little squaw.
Yeah. So she got a lot of power, a lot of influence, a lot of scruff. And she's manipulating their lives very easily. But we're gonna get to Nicki Minaj.
I want to rehash history, but for y'all who haven't seen the lawsuit, Demory Perez really disliked the daughter's husband, so she promised to get the daughter institutionalized if the daughter don't leave the husband. Now, the messages the lawsuit provided, Demory Perez allegedly told her daughter, "If you don't leave that N-word with the hard R, by the way, I'm gonna have you
Shout out to Hard R.
And the daughter thought it was a joke until she began to witness in real time.
Damn, they wrote it too.
Damn, the mother got juice.
Her being institutionalized and Demory Perez and Roc Nation utilizing mental health professionals who are well respected in their fields to essentially diagnose her without ever meeting her and having her institutionalized. Once the mental health institutions got corrupted and bought out to institutionalize the daughter illegally, the chief of police was also bought out to illegally arrest the husband. And when the arresting officers came to arrest the husband, they told the husband, "We don't even know why we are arresting you. This is above our pay grade. This came from up top." And then after enough
allegedly
complaints and the news got involved, the chief of police was forced to issue a 14-page apology confessing that the husband should have never been arrested, that Demory Perez obtained illegal evidence, that they're sorry and it would never happen again. This is the level of power that we're dealing with. And as somebody who respects a powerful hand, you got to applaud it, bro. This level of power would be very respected if it was utilized for good instead of evil. Now, the daughter, her coming out in her lawsuit was treated like a conspiracy. And you begin to really see the stronghold that Roc Nation has on the media, because you had podcasts, really big podcasts in media, in the culture, dismissing the daughter as if she was like nothing but a conspiracy theorist. Like even applauding that Demory Perez has every right to control her daughter's life because she's the mom, even though the daughter is a fully grown adult who is involved in a marriage that she seems to be happy in. So the daughter was quickly dismissed. However, somebody who we did not expect to be coming out and contributing to the fight to expose and take down Roc Nation, that person has spoken out. And that person is given their full support.
Great, do the dun dun dun.
We'll do it, nigga.
To the daughter. And based on this person, that sparked a domino effect yesterday to where we began to see nothing but Roc Nation exposed pieces and more evidence of Roc Nation really doing some terrible things. Nicki Minaj has begun the good fight against Roc Nation. Before her tirade on Twitter yesterday, she actually dropped or hopped on a remix of Band in New Orleans with Lil Wayne. Now, her verse was directly aimed at Roc Nation and Jay-Z. Towards the very end, we got the most direct shot I think anyone has ever sent towards Jay-Z way in a very long time. Now, I don't have the flow or the talent of Nicki Minaj, so bear with me. But Nicki Minaj will rap, NFL, fire some ninjas and then call us. A direct shot at Roc Nation and Jay-Z, because Roc Nation and Jay-Z is who run the Super Bowl halftime performance. Nicki Minaj is saying she's not doing it unless y'all fire Roc Nation and Jay-Z and then give her a call. But Nicki Minaj's beef with Jay-Z and Roc Nation didn't begin when Roc Nation snubbed Lil Wayne from performing at the Super Bowl. Nicki Minaj will take to Twitter to actually break down that her issues with Roc Nation and Jay-Z extend far beyond the Super Bowl drama. Nicki Minaj will tweet out "Justice for Dem," which is short for Demory Hadley, which is Desiree Perez's daughter, standing in
That was from earlier.
solidarity with her. Nicki Minaj would explain why she's standing in solidarity with Demory Hadley. Nicki would imply that all the times that she was quote-unquote hacked, that it was Desiree Perez and Roc Nation. She would write, "They've had access to my accounts on all platforms. I didn't change the password either. I let them continue doing everything they allegedly did to Demory to me. And you have no idea how disgusting it gets. Enough is enough." She's implied or hinted towards not liking Roc Nation or Jay-Z in the past, but today she had nothing but time. And right before her rant or her attack on Roc Nation could really start, it looks like someone was intervening, because Nicki Minaj will begin to repost tweets from her fans where when they use the hashtag Justice for Dem, their tweets will get blocked and they can't send it. This user actually showed proof that it took him a couple of tries to be able to post Justice for Dem. And it wasn't until...
Damn, they reached inside of Twitter.
God damn, and blocking her joint.
Jay-Z and the algorithm, nigga.
Yeah,
Shit.
Jay-Z, pal.
Allegedly.
That's your man.
We don't know.
Minaj made a big deal about it, that other people were suddenly allowed to make tweets with the hashtag Justice for Dem. Nicki would claim that Jay-Z and Roc Nation is able to affect her presence on Twitter, or they're able to block certain hashtags that make them or their associates look bad, because when Jay-Z sold title to Jack Dorsey, while Jack was still the owner of Twitter in 2021, as part of the sale, Jay-Z was made a board member of Block, which at the time was the parent company of Twitter. While there, Jay-Z obviously garnered relationships of some people and employees who still work at Twitter. Now, this is all alleged, by the way. There's no current proof that Jay-Z is affecting hashtag.
Right. Alleged.
That's what we heard.
All allegations.
Yeah, we don't know.
Maybe Twitter just don't like Justice for Dem. And, you know, they have a specific interest in making sure that nobody says anything bad about Desiree Perez. Maybe it's Elon Musk, not Roc Nation. Maybe Elon Musk just likes Roc Nation and Desiree Perez. Yeah, if that makes sense, okay? Now,
You don't know what the fuck is going on Twitter.
You don't know.
He fight with Donald Trump, flying to space and shit. He don't give a fuck what Jay-Z and them doing.
even
He's like,
still,
yeah, go ahead.
man, this is way above our pay grade, son. All of our pay grade. So,
Call Greg. He'll take care of it.
right? Send him a tweet.
Minaj would also say that she relates to when Demory Hadley dropped the lawsuit. And in the lawsuit, she wrote that Desiree Perez and Roc Nation put trackers in her car, on her persons, in her home, put surveillance footage, put like audio recorders. They essentially stalked her. Nicki Minaj was...
Son, that's some crazy CIA
Wow,
shit,
no doubt. That's crazy.
That's something that she can relate to, because she also went through something similar at the hands of Roc Nation. She told the Barbs that she needs them now more than ever, and there's no time for distractions. It's time to go to war, because she's waging war against Roc Nation. And she will claim she's got some real juicy information on Roc Nation. She claims the conversation about hiding likes on Twitter was started because she kept liking things exposing Roc Nation, Jay-Z, and Desiree Perez. She would also say listening devices, cameras, and car tags she also had to endure. She would also claim the story of the Demory Hadley family being torn apart is also something she could relate to. She would say it all sounds so familiar, trying to tear a husband away from his wife and family.
Somebody tried to tell her away from that guy.
Yeah, it was. Who? Desiree? Or the daughter?
Nikki, I'm saying. She said, Nikki said she had a similar experience.
Well, from the understanding, her husband was arrested before for
he got
the P word. Yeah, the P word.
Friends in high places. Yuck. No more distractions. Nicki Minaj would also repost an old clip from Station Head where she's speaking It's coy, it's real subliminal, but she's still discussing how the people who we love or we got some type of affection towards, that they're the ones responsible for Nicki Minaj being swatted and her home being targeted multiple times.
Oh, what y'all are seeing, even in grown men, and you'd be surprised who's really, really, really behind a lot of things that you guys see. Sometimes it's, people that you love or really with, and you just don't know it.
She then will wrap things up with this particular tweet where she will say, to the PMs who claim it wasn't made clear to your ugly blank, hopefully Demory massive and detailed page-by-page claim gets you all the way caught up. And never called me a liar, never insinuated either. Every single angel ever created fights for me at the mere mention of the word as it relates to me. Vengeance.
People kill me when they...
What?
Why do you think you're so perfect?
Right.
I'm not saying she isn't within her rights, and I'm not calling her a liar and everything. I'm just talking about how quickly people. It's like both teams are fucking praying to God before the game, nigga.
Right.
So you saying if you win, God like you better?
Nah, but this run a little deeper than that though.
Yeah, but
we talk about like some espionage type, some just this crazy, right?
So how you know God ain't on Roc Nation side?
Oh no.
Lord, be careful. No one who conspired on the wrong side will go unpunished for the role they played in this movie. I hope it was all worth it. I don't know what Roc Nation is going to do, but they need to do something fast to stop this momentum. I've been on the internet long enough to where I can tell you, usually the downfall of a powerful entity who's on top, the downfall happens once it becomes cool to call you out and accuse you of things.
Right, and then the dam starts to crumble.
Like Diddy.
Right, and then somebody finds something else, and they find something else.
Like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Perry right now. Whoa.
It's gonna be a few of them.
Whoa.
I don't care what no. Allegedly,
Shannon Sharps of the world.
Yeah. But the news cycle moves so fast. Anybody even talking about Shannon Sharp?
Right.
He back to work.
Shit, they done already jumped on 2 or 3 other dudes.
Three other dudes. Remember Big U? Remember him?
Remember Big U? Well, he gone.
He gone. But
They washed him.
Stuff be top of the news.
Yeah. They're playing on his fizz out. That's why we on it.
Right, we on it.
We stay on it.
We want to let you know before it happened, as it happened, nigga.
No doubt.
We right outside.
Right here.
Matter of fact, we the one that put the shit in our carton.
Stop.
It's cool to expose you. We've seen it with Diddy. Diddy downfall happened very rapidly. Once the Cassie lawsuit came, and then everybody else who ever been done wrong by Diddy, they began to come out. Now we're seeing it with Roc Nation. Demory Hadley's lawsuit came out. Now when DDG is going through the thing he's going through with Halle Bailey, the first thing they say is, yo, Roc Nation trying to tear down DDG. Now streamers are saying Roc Nation is evil. Now Nicki Minaj is speaking out. Roc Nation is this.
They can't sue everybody. They got a lot of money, but they can't sue everybody.
No, man.
Lawsuit with Fat Joe. Roc Nation is this. So now it's becoming trendy. It's becoming cool to call you out. Now people ain't really scared about the consequences anymore. Because a lot of the people who are exposing you and calling you out, they're either too big to really be affected by Roc Nation, a la Nicki Minaj,
right,
or they're too small to really care about their Twitter pages being deleted, a la the numerous of fans who are right with like 1,000 followers. Now, Nicki Minaj's rant was not, super explosive. She claims there's more. But what it did do is it inspired Demory Hadley to come on Twitter to start the exposer. And the first bombshell that...
And we know she got something about her moms.
About her moms.
And having her committed and trying to break up her marriage with her husband. Oh, woman scorned.
All right, here we go.
Demory Hadley released that had me on the edge of my seat, really wondering how deep this rabbit hole go. Was apparently TMZ was working on behalf of Roc Nation, trying to get Demory Hadley's husband locked up. As recently as recent, Demory Hadley would write, you guys, Desiree Perez and Roc Nation, then hired TMZ, and they attempted to contact the state attorney's office in Miami to lie and report a case based on false accusations. I never wanted to go to the media. I was bullied, and I had to protect myself and husband.
Damn.
Wait, I'm so... Why is TMZ, out of all people,
right,
trying to report a crime on behalf of Roc Nation? And the receipts is here.
Paid.
This is an email.
Right, they bought and paid for it. And people been whispering
Pushing
that
the
about
narrative.
TMZ, you know, because of the nature of what they do in dealing with celebrities.
Yeah, tabloid.
And they the top of the heap of
they top of the food chain when it comes
what
to
a lot of other people do.
Yeah,
like
paparazzi and all that.
Paparazzi bring it to them first and everything. So with that, there's a lot of power.
Yes, sir.
And there's a lot of media people that they report on that want the story spent a certain way. And it's been spoken on a few times, all allegations that they are for sale. I've heard this. I've heard that, you know, TMZ is for sale if you need the right word put out. That's, allegedly. We don't know.
To the Miami-Dade Police Department. So Jennifer Delgado, the senior news producer from TMZ, they wrote, I'm one of the court producers at TMZ. I'm looking into the Javon Hadley case and understand that there is a jail call that violates the stay away order as he is sending messages to the victim, Demory Lopez, while incarcerated for a violation of the same order. Most notably, the defendant is heard on the audio saying that he has connections with judges in the Miami area and insinuates that he will get off easily. Can you please advise on whether you are planning to arrest Mr. Hadley on the newly discovered violations? Additionally, please place...
That's some next level.
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Can you please lock him up? Because I heard he did some crimes.
Right. We are.
They obscure crimes, right. I heard.
And I am TMZ.
On any list you may have for future press releases regarding the case. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. Dang. Why are you pushing for anybody to arrest this man? Like, what is wrong with y'all, bruh? Yo, who do TMZ work for? Because TMZ has been accused of really pushing the line on behalf of celebrities for years, but this is one of the most egregious cases I've ever seen. Just in case you may think this is a prank, no, it's not. This is as recent as April 26, 2024. And then also, too, if you look at the tag, this is from the actual official TMZ email account. So this is not a prank. This wasn't some troll. No, this is an official TMZ member like inquiring, asking the police department to arrest Javon Hadley for apparently violation of protection. What is wrong with y'all? Kanye West has been warning us for years about TMZ and how TMZ worked with Kim Kardashian.
And about The Roc and all them. I'm starting to think they did something to Kanye. I mean, he was always crazy.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he was giving something to take him over the edge.
Right.
If they already knowing that he was bipolar, like, I'm pretty sure there are meds and stuff that could.
Yo, if whatever happened to Jamie Foxx could happen, they definitely could slip something to Kanye West.
Yeah. Because he crazy in a whole different way.
Yeah.
I mean, he was always a little, you know.
Yeah, now he over the top.
And there was a point where, remember, his trainer or something allegedly was threatening him that he would, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but here we go.
Essentially torment and bully him and drive him mentally insane. So, but we kind of ignored it because it's Kanye West. Kanye West is somebody who has a history of being off the edge and bipolar. So we didn't really take it seriously. But when we look at TMZ producers working on behalf of Roc Nation, trying to get an innocent man locked up, it's crazy. Because, again, and when I say innocent, I mean the police department did whatever research they needed to do, and they dropped a 14-page apology claiming he should have never been arrested. Once that happens, bruh, then I gotta back up. Now, I've seen what's included in Desiree Perez's lawsuit against Hadley. I've seen it. But once the police is saying, hey, bro, this man is innocent, I ain't got nothing else to say. Demory didn't just stop at Twitter. She actually did a tell-all interview this morning exposing Roc Nation, exposing Desiree Perez, her mother, and exposing the other details that we haven't seen yet that's going to be coming out soon.
And really, she the only one that could really, really do it because her mother ain't going to take her all the way down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So who this dude? This Cisco cousin?
So knock it off, son. He's an interviewer. He's legit. This is how young niggas be. You supposed to take him seriously looking like that.
How?
I don't know. They be in office at the bank, all that. That's how they be.
Talking a little bit about what happened to you so that the audience is aware. So essentially, how
I see. My bad. Here, what?
were freedoms taken away, and what happened to you in the last couple of years?
Yes. So I would say my freedom was personally attacked on March 27th, 2024. The Baker Act was used against me unlawfully, as well as the Marchman Act, as well as a petition for guardianship, which as many of you know, you have to be deemed incapacitated, which I am very far from. So those were the three things that were used to falsely imprison me, to essentially take away my voice. And then as far as like intimidation and abuse, that has been going on for well over a year now. I've been sued. My husband's been sued. We both were falsely imprisoned. I have no access to the man who raised me now. I can't get in contact with him.
You stole her dad? Or stepdad or whatever?
Stepdad. She said the man that raised her. She didn't say her biological. Right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mama cut like, nigga.
Mama got juice.
Right. Nigga,
Mama plugged in.
Fuck out of here.
Right.
What else has been done? Private investigators, unlicensed private investigators, living across the street. They moved now, but just the following. I mean,
right, because they got big money. They buy the house across the street, just look at you.
Right.
Wait for
hey, where you go? What you do?
The list goes on, and I know we'll talk about that in our detailed interview, but those were the specific, short answer things that have happened to me.
And for those watching who aren't familiar with Demory's situation, she has the receipts. The receipts are all there. You can find it on the internet already. You did an incredible interview with Jaguar Wright, so I want to shout out Jaguar. And
Jaguar Wright doing interviews, man? She the interviewer?
Was she on the couch? She had no shoes on?
Probably.
Had a bun.
And we're going to get more into that. I want to talk a little bit about, first of all, what was some of your mom's alleged involvement in all of this?
Alleged is a very
Allegedly.
strong word because of the receipts and the evidence that I have is overwhelming, honestly. But I know we have to tread lightly with that. So her involvement is pretty much very black and white, right? So we have body cam footage of doctors, and I quote, saying, me saying, I know you were paid by my mother, and Dr. Daniel Bobar saying, well, all doctors are paid. So we have that, right? We have
right. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get their money.
Yeah.
A private investigator named James Fondo, owner of Sig9, former Broward Sheriff Office police officer, saying that, he put a tracker in my car, which is a felony here in the state of Florida, right? We have police reports listing my mom, her full name, Desiree Perez, but then listing her as my aunt when she's not my aunt, and her lying on police reports and to police claiming to be my aunt. I'm not sure why she didn't think that people wouldn't check that. It's very uncertain. We have body cams of private investigators, Jeffrey Brown, admitting that my aunt, aka my mom, called police and said I was being abducted at a farm with my 3 husband's nephews to get him arrested and for police to go over there. And
if she didn't have some type of receipts, this would make her sound crazy.
Yeah, it would sound crazy. It would be far-fetched.
Right.
Yeah.
People are after you. They trying to separate you from your husband, your mother is mad. And then if she didn't have the receipts, you go talk to her mom at her big, nice house, knowing Jay-Z. She'd be like, I don't know, my
I have no idea. Right.
I don't know. It's crazy, yo.
asked him in front of the kids, very intentionally, because it could have been done every other day. It was done that way to make a statement, and it was done to intimidate children. So I do want to highlight that because I don't think it matters what color or ethnicity. Children should always be off limit. And I don't think people are talking about that enough, right? It's not just trauma that I've been through, my husband. You have now impacted children to the point we haven't been back to that farm, and we used to go once a year, every year in December. And we haven't been able to go because, again, the trauma of going there.
Should seem like y'all can't go no goddamn way.
Right.
What else? We have body cam. We have her listed in both the Baker Act, the Marchman Act, the guardianship petitions as her being the petitioner to essentially get rid of my rights, Desiree Perez. So she's listed on there. This is all public record. I've been doing my due diligence to post it. I'm realizing that a lot of people don't have access to download these public records. So
you know what would be crazy, son?
If she get assassinated right there.
Not even right there. Let's say like a month from now, something happened to her, which is awful. That's not what we're saying.
Right.
But that would be crazy if something just arbitrarily out the blue just happened to her like, yo.
I don't think what happened to her, it would happen to her husband.
Ooh.
I don't think she's going to hurt her daughter.
I would hope not.
Because it seems like that's what makes her even care. She just
right. With this dude.
Yeah, I don't fuck with him.
But it's a lot of things the daughter know though. The daughter knows. The husband, she don't like the husband, but the daughter is in play. She been in play.
I think if there are people over Desiree that are like, yo, she got shut up, then she got shut up.
Yeah. Right. Real talk.
Allegedly, real talk.
Yeah. Real talk. Yeah.
You know.
I'm working with a mutual person that connected me to you to get that out there in the light so that people can, have access to reading it, because I know Pacer is very expensive. So working on getting that out for you guys. BJ, the surprise witness, did a deep dive on the lawsuit. It's 95 pages, the alleged complaint. But we inserted not everything, but enough so that you guys understand, there's enough evidence that Desiree Perez is involved. There's enough evidence that Roc Nation is involved. There's enough evidence that all these entities are involved. Obviously, I didn't show my full hand, right? Because that's the purpose of court. But yeah, that's her direct involvement, allegedly.
Other platforms speak about this and they dismiss this. And we know why they're dismissing it. They're dismissing it because they don't want to piss off Roc Nation. But when they speak about this, they speak about it as if this is just a concerned mother. A concerned mother, who just so happened to be doing things that are bad for her kid. No, this is a concern. I wouldn't even say concern at this point. I feel like at this point, it has to be vindictive. This is systematically evil. Kids' lives are being destroyed. Kids are being traumatized. A woman choosing to love somebody that her rich mom don't like doesn't mean that she deserves to have her entire life torn apart. Her job situation ruined. Her living situation ruined.
Right.
Husband being dragged away in handcuffs on multiple occasions. She's being institutionalized. This woman that's talking is not a woman that you can ever say has mental health issues. Cut it out. Cut it out.
I don't know that.
But you can't be sure about that because crazy people don't seem crazy all the time.
Right. But what I can be sure is if I was the husband, I'd be like, look, I love you, right? But it's a lot going on.
This shit getting crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh. Junior Mafia. Uh-huh. 546 on that ass. Puff that ass. Biggie Small. To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Rock grooves and make moves, but all the bobbies back at the club sipping but Bobby.
That's the nigga bitch. That's the sheet. That's the sheet.
Adios míos.
Yeah, I bet you do, nigga. They got kind of an Ethiopian look to him, don't they? He got a little bit of I am the captain now. He got a little bit of that. Look at this nigga. Look.